Good evening, and my name is Master Hayasaka, and I'm in Structural Material Laboratory. I'll talk to you about dynamic response behavior of RC structure underwater. First, this shows background and motivation. In seismic design of RC ground, dynamic response of RC ground has been studied by many researchers. Result of many research, seismic design methods based on static cycle behavior in air, and dynamic effects is neglected in the current design. However, the influence of water of RC structure is not considered. In previous studies, there is a study about the influence of water on cycle behavior of concrete member. High cycle water pressure in saturated floods in concrete, wedge effect of water penetrated into cracks, and logging and smoothing of roughness are accelerated. Then, ductility capacity and loading capacity of RC ground underwater is decreased. Then, objective of this study to investigate the influence of the influence of water of RC ground in water subjected to cycle dynamic loading. And about loading test. And loading test type is cycle loading test. And we buy actuator. And next, test specimen details. RC cone is flexural failure type. Cross section 300 by 300 millimeter, and A by D equals 4.0. Yes. Input loading history. Input loading history is a sine curve, and displacement and loading rate is calculated by these formulas. And maximum loading rate is 200 millimeter per second, and 2 repeats for each cycle. And this picture and table is input loading history. Then test cases in this study, the experiment was considered on these test cases. Number one, the influence of number of cycles at low displacement level. Number two, the influence of axial force. And number one, the influence of number of cycles at low displacement level. Before loading test, previous loading at low displacement, 10 repetition for each cycle. And low displacement, each crack opening and closing rate is big. So, the influence of water becomes big or dynamic response. And second, the influence of axial force. Axial force works to the ground, and cracks should be closed easily by axial force, and increase of water pressure in cracks by axial force. Then the influence of water becomes big on dynamic response. And this one is the table of test cases. Next, I talk to result of experiment. First, failure behavior. Observation, crack layers, and failure pattern after loading test. Crushing of cover concrete, backing of longitudinal reinforcement bar, crushing on and crushing of core concrete is observed. But there is no difference between air and water. Next, skeleton curve of loading displacement historical curves. And at the case of influence of number of cycle, there is no difference air and water, but reduction at ultimate load could be observed in the case of influence of actual force. Next, equivalent damping factor. And this graph is equivalent damping factor each cycle. And the equivalent damping factor underwater is bigger than that of air. And it is so when cracks open or close, negative pressure or water pressure is increased. So two pressure or resisting power against behavior term, and the historical curve area was increased, and equivalent damping factor underwater is bigger. And conclusion: in the test of the influence of number of cycles at low displacement level, the difference between air and water could not be observed. In the case of influence of actual force, reduction of ultimate load and increase of equivalent damping factor could not be observed. Factor could be observed. And it is thought that possibility of increase of water pressure and negative pressure in cracks by actual force. Thank you very much.